Breaking news from Thailand, where it is mission accomplished. It's words the world have been waiting to hear for more than 2 weeks. This is a live shot from Thailand outside the hospital. We now have confirmation that all 12 soccer players and their coach have been rescued from a flooded cave. The unfolding drama has captivated the world. And after a dangerous 3-day rescue mission, the Thai Navy SEALs confirmed the entire team is now safe. So this successful operation ends a harrowing ordeal. The last 4 boys and the coach were rescued today, 18 days after they first became trapped. The other 8 members of the soccer team were rescued yesterday and Sunday. It was a complex mission as divers guided the boys out through nearly 4 kilometers of partially submerged tunnels. Let's go live now to Thailand. That's where we find CTV's Peter Ackman standing by with the very latest. Peter, they are free. We're hearing about the boys and their coach. What's the latest?
Well, that's right. They are free. And we saw the rescuers. We were based right near the base of the mountain when the final person came out, the coach. And then they started sending some of their volunteers and rescue personnel out. And they were cheering as they drove by. A lot of happiness, a lot of relief, I think, most of all. You and I don't get to report on stories like this very often where basically, it was a success. Every child that went in there came out of there. The coach came out. Keep in mind, and not to be a downer on this, but there was an ex-Navy SEAL from Thailand who did die in the lead up to this, and shouldn't be forgotten because truly the mistakes they made in dealing with his scenario led to what was a very successful 3-day rescue campaign, which I believe, based on speaking with officials about this, that without that scenario, that tragedy, the success wouldn't have been the way it was.
Right, and they wanted to expedite the rescue mission based on that unfortunate death, that tragic death of the Navy SEAL diver. Now, Peter, what about the rescuers and the doctor who was inside the cave with the boys? Are they out now as well?
They are, and they came out almost right on the heels of the coach. There were 3 Thai Navy SEAL divers, and then there was the doctor who he himself is a trained cave diver, and so they all came out 1, 2, 3, 4 right after the final member of the wild boars came out. So yeah, it was an amazing way to finish this. Nobody is left in that cave, thankfully. We're hearing all that's left is the guide ropes and the canisters of oxygen and things like that that have been left along the route. But no doubt those will be cleaned up too. What happens to the cave next? That's the big point of discussion, but we have a much bigger thing to talk about, and that's the next step for these boys, and that's the recovery effort in dealing with malnutrition and dehydration, and then there's the mental side of it as well. And keep in mind, Marcia, they are all still in quarantine and will likely stay there for several days.
Do we have any idea, Peter, when they'll be reunited with their families?
It's not going to be quick, and I'll tell you why, because at least 2 of them have lung inflammation. We talked yesterday about the risk of the prolonged time in that cave and dealing with bat droppings, bat feces, that they've been breathing that in. There was a concern that they had contracted cave disease, which could be, it's a fatal breathing disease that could kill them. So they are keeping a close eye on that. They don't want to spread any type of diseases that they might have picked up. And so right now they're going to have conversations behind glass with their families. They're getting to use hospital telephones. They're getting, I'm sure, fed quite well and treated to do everything that they want. But I'm sure what they'd really like is a hug from mom and dad and to get out of the hospital and truly be free.
Right, and have some fried chicken. Apparently, this has been a common request from the boys. It's like street food there, and they're all craving it. So, as you say, Peter, not often we get
basil fried chicken. Yeah.
Yeah. Not often we get to report on a happy story with a successful ending, as you point out. Okay, Peter, thanks for that.